We had went to an indoor park yesterday, and because we wanted to take Carter out so he could just get a little change of scenery instead of being at the crib. So we were there, and it wasn't that many people there. So me and my wife, we were playing with Carter, like at the indoor playground too, and it is mainly for kids. So there's this part that's sort of like a spider web, and you can either climb down or you can climb up, and there's different layers of it and whatnot. So we were climbing down. First, Carter had went, and then my wife had went, then I was going last, but after those two had went out of it, there was this kid that he was coming in, and he was going up when I was going down, and then he saw me, and he was like, "Hey, how did you fit in here?"
Don't get mad, it's just what it is. Yeah, we talking sports, shout out to Ingravenvids. Yeah, this feels like
Oh boy, so team Keep It Clean. I know it's been a minute. It's been a long minute since we've done the podcast, and I talked to my mom about it, told her just been busy. Shout out to my guy Julian, told him I just been busy. And somebody actually sent me a DM on Instagram. Let me see. Oh, my guy Brian A. He just sent me he said, "Oh, we getting a podcast this week? Unless Spotify didn't update." And I just responded to him. I said, "Yeah, we getting one." Cause it's just, I told y'all, man, like I knew stuff was gonna pick up when football season arrived, but it's like, and the regular season not even here yet. So, and the stuff has just picked up like crazy. So first things first, let's just get the, I guess the bad news out of the way. With the podcast, as you have already seen, I think we haven't done like a podcast in like 2 weeks, I believe. And it's just funny because that's how long the preseason's been going on, for 2 weeks. So the podcast is going to be on a little sort of a hiatus, but it's going to be one of those things where it may just pop up randomly. I don't want to, I'm not going to make any promises or anything like that, because now the focus, I mean, it's always the focus is the main channel, the Ingravenvids channel, and that, like, it takes a lot of time doing work on that channel. It takes a lot. And I know the podcast, sometimes they could just be 30 minutes. Sometimes they could just be 45 minutes. So it's not like they're too long. But at the same time, it can be very hard to find time to fit in doing the podcast. Because again, and Carter, he's getting ready to actually, today is the 27th. He starts school on the 1st. So when the official rosters have to be set for football, that's when Carter's going to be starting school. And he's going to be doing homeschool. So I'm going to be his teacher. So that should be a lot of fun. But that's, of course, going to be a lot of work. And again, with the podcast, it's possible to do it, but it's very, very hard to find the time to. So I just, and again, it's all about expectations, man. People, like, I was just talking to one of my guys today, and he said that he was thinking about starting his own thing up, his own channel, his own stuff about the Ravens, and I told him to go for it. Just do your thing. And I told him one big thing is consistency, and whatever your consistency is with whatever you're doing, stick to that. And now, right now, with me, with the podcast, I cannot have consistency with it right now. So I just wanted to let that be known to everybody who does listen and who's been checking in and whatnot, that it's going to happen when it happens. It's not going to be an every week thing. As much as I would love it to be, I can't do that right now. And I know I can't promise that right now. If you get a podcast, I'm gonna be thinking about it. Come Wednesdays and stuff, I'm gonna be thinking about it. But I just don't know when I'm gonna have the time to actually do it. So anyway, just a quick update with us. Nothing really changed. Like I said, things just got really busy. We were just taking a little family walk. Usually, I'll take the walk, just me and Pookie. But today, when we originally took the walk, my wife and Carter were with me, but then I started taking the walk with just me and Pookie. And then today they joined me. And So we were walking and stuff, all four of us, and on the walk, this guy, he was coming up behind us, so he was getting ready to pass us. So I moved off to the side a little bit so he could pass, and he had headphones in. He was like, oh, cute puppy, or hey, cute pup, something like that. Said that to Pookie. So I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Got nothing back. Got no response, no hi, no hey, no nothing. Still had his headphones in there. And then he took his headphones out and then said, oh, how old is the puppy? I said, oh, she's 5 months. He's like, oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. I said, oh, yeah, we got a while to go. And then he put his headphones back in. So I'm like, you really say hi to the dog, which I ain't got no problem with. Because everywhere Pookie goes, everybody always want to talk to her, want to pet her, and oh, she's so cute, all that stuff. And that's fine. I ain't got no problem with that at all. But if I acknowledge you, acknowledge me back. Because half these people don't be feeling like talking to anyway. So when I actually do acknowledge somebody, it's like, hey, what's up? But anyway, something that I wanted to talk about, that I think with the pandemic, it got a lot of people a lot more comfortable with doing it. But me, it all depends on the situation for me. But it's all about saying no. Just saying no. Hey, you guys want to come over for dinner or something tonight? No. Hey, you want to go out for some drinks or something? No. Hey, we having some people over. Want to get together? No. Hey, you want to go to the movies? Nope. Want to go to the store with me? Nope. Want to do this? Nope. 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 No. No. Say no. Because what happens with a lot of people, and I know y'all know people personally, I know people personally, and it may even be yourself, because we've all been victim of it before, where somebody will ask you if you want to do something, and you'll be in your mind, in your heart, it's like, no, I don't want to do this at all. I just really don't. But then you think, oh, but I don't want to let them down. I don't want to hurt their feelings. So you end up doing it. And you do it begrudgingly. You didn't want to do it. And even when you do it, you don't even have a good time. You don't enjoy yourself. And you regret doing it. Because you're not enjoying it. You don't like it. Should have said no. But like I said, I think the pandemic has really helped a lot of people with that. And I mean, a lot of people can just say, hey, I don't feel comfortable being around you. I don't feel comfortable going out. They could use the pandemic to their advantage with that. But at the same time, I think it's helped a lot of people just get more comfortable saying no. Like, and it's the best. It's the best. I tell my wife, we've had so many conversations about it. She'd be like, oh, such and such invited me to do this, and I just really don't want to do it. And I say, okay, so say no. Say no. Like, don't, like, not necessarily, not even don't let yourself get out your comfort zone, but if you don't want to do something, just say no. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be this crazy, complicated, overthought subject or issue, anything like that. If you ain't feeling it, just say no. And I promise you, that is one of the best feelings in the world. Sometimes even when it's stuff that you do want to do. Because it was like a couple weeks ago, one of my boys, he had invited me to watch, I forgot, I think it was the finals game, one of the finals games. So one of the playoff games. So it was obviously a little more than a couple weeks ago, but he invited me because him and a couple of my other boys, they were going to this sports bar to go watch it. I love him. I love them. All the people that he was going with, cool with all of them. Anytime we get together, it's a vibe. Always a good time. Every single time. And I wanted to go, but physically, I did not feel like it because I think the previous day, me and my wife and Carter, we had did something outside, and I was still recovering from that. I was still a little bit tired, and I wanted to go, but I just didn't feel like going. So I told him, I said, no, not this time, man. I'm in chill mode right now, and I don't feel like going anywhere. I want to go, but I don't feel like going. It's like, all right, cool. And I was like, oh, and I thought about it. I'm like, man, that would have been fun. And then when I heard about it afterwards, they did have a good time, but that was expected. But I was like, yeah, that's cool. Good for them. I ain't want to go. So I wanted to go, but I didn't feel like going, so I didn't go. And I was cool with that. I was fine with that. So I know a lot of people like, and it's nice to make people happy, because sometimes, depending on the situation, we all do some things that we just don't want to do. Sometimes we see some people that we just don't want to see. For me, that usually doesn't happen though. But usually for those, if it's somebody I don't want to see, yeah, I say no. But it does happen sometimes though. But where we not that we have to say yes, but we really just doing stuff for somebody else, and it all just depends on the situation. But you gotta be comfortable saying no. You have to, because if you don't get comfortable being able to tell somebody no, then you're just gonna put yourself in some annoying situations. And you know, another thing too, it's the same thing with opportunities. Same thing. There have been, like, all right, with you, well, I mean, in anything, in any business that you're in, you want to make money. You want to make money. You want to have a main way to make money. You want to have little side ways of making money and whatnot. You want to make money. So you still, I think a big part of also saying no is keeping your integrity and your morals. Now, me, I do not believe in betting at all. That's not my thing. That's not me. I have never been one to get into betting, and I do not. It's just no. It ain't me. And like I said, I don't believe in it. So recently, or not recently, but like over like the past, where we in? We in the end of August. So throughout like April, May, June, July, so many different companies, they had hit me up about them being like a sponsor on the channel or whatever, but there will be betting companies. Like, oh yeah, you just tell your subscribers this is how you do the parlay and the bet and the spread and the all them different little betting terms and whatnot. And they would have some, like, again, some nice looking like deals or whatnot. But I said no. I would get the emails and I look at them and they say sports betting, especially because now it's legal. Now, I mean, people been doing it for forever, but now it's legal, like in a bunch of states or whatever. So people can do it, and they can do it legally, even though they've been doing it illegally for the longest. But so that it makes sense for all these companies. They like, all right, hey, let's do this, man. But I just told them no. I read the email, find out that it was betting, and let them know, hey, thanks for considering me. I appreciate it, but no, this doesn't fit with me at all. But thank you anyway. And that was it. And I know sometimes when in different situations, if there's a good amount of money that's thrown in your face, and it could be something that you may not be comfortable doing, and you may think like, oh, well, I just do it this one time. Let me get this bread. Let me just do it this one time, and then I won't do it again after that. But if you start thinking like that, then you're already like ruining your own morals, whatever they might be. Because if you're willing to do it this one time for this nice chunk of change, another nice chunk of change is gonna roll around again. It's gonna roll around again. And you're gonna be, you know what? I got it that last time. You know what? Let's run it back. Let's get it again. Just this one time though. I'm only this one more time. Just collect this money. That's it. And you do it again. and then your morality level will continue to drop. It'll continue to drop, and you let your guards down, and that'll be that. You throw your morals out the window for some bread, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Money, it'll come and go, regardless. Whether it comes in big chunks, or you gotta wait it out, and you gotta go through some rough patches. Speaking from experience, been through a lot of rough patches, man. A whole lot of rough patches. Still go through some rough patches now, but been through a whole lot of rough patches, man. So like, I would not give anybody any advice that I would not take myself. So stick with your morals, man. Stick with your morals. Don't drop your morals for anybody or anything, or any opportunity. Well, opportunity would be considered anything, but you get what I mean. Cause it's stuff out, like, again, with me personally, like I said, it's happened with the betting, and it's happened with some other stuff too, like as far as the YouTube and whatnot, and like different sponsorship opportunities and whatnot, and what's that other? I forgot the other word. Not sponsorship, but I forgot the word. But it's happened, and I can't do that. I can't do that. Yesterday, because this is being recorded on August 27th. Yesterday, Ravens traded Sean Wade. They traded him to the Patriots. And I know we completely like flipping the script here. But they traded Sean Wade to the Patriots, and they got back a 2022 7th round pick and a 2023 5th round pick. Now, Sean Wade was a 5th round pick this year. So they got a 7th and a 5th over the next 2 years. So me, I did not like the trade both before and after I heard the terms of the trade. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling that one, like, at all. And see, the thing with that, because I know in football and really with anything, if people are passionate about it, sometimes they let emotion take over, and people can have their certain way of thinking to where they like, okay, this makes sense to me, and I agree with it, so that's exactly how other people should see it. Since it makes sense to me in my head this way, it should make sense to other people too, because it just makes sense. But not everybody thinks the same exact way. And in sports, oh boy, there can be a lot of different opinions on a lot of different things. But with this trade, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I tweeted that I said, not a fan of this trade at all. I wasn't. And then they responded to me. He said, dude, shut up. Ravens have the best front office in the NFL. They know what they're doing. And I was just like, what, this? Really? He just told me, what, like what? So I responded to him and I said, you shut up. And I ain't never say the front office was bad. I just ain't a fan on this trade at all, like I said. I told him to go somewhere with all of that. So he ended up unfollowing me, because he was following me before, but he ended up unfollowing me, which was fine. Because I thought about blocking him. There ain't no point in blocking him. It wasn't that serious. It wasn't nothing. But boy, Team Keep It Clean, they came out the woodworks. People that I ain't seen tweet in a long time, they came out of nowhere. And I almost felt bad for the guy. I'm like, man, oof. Sheesh. Team Keep It Clean, they came through, boy. I was like, oh my goodness, man. I bet this guy probably regrets tweeting that. But my point when I say all that is a couple of different things. One, it's okay to have a different opinion from somebody. It's okay. Not everybody is going to think the same way on everything. And even though something in your head may make a lot of sense, and that's fine, in somebody else's head, it may not make any sense. And even sometimes if something in your head makes sense, but it may make sense in somebody else's head, but they still may not agree with it. And that's fine. That's okay. But there's never a need to be rude. There's never a need to be nasty with people. There's never a need for any of that. That's pointless. There's literally no point in taking it there with anybody just because y'all don't have the same view on whatever the subject is. You don't need to get nasty with people. You don't. You don't ever need to get nasty with somebody like that. It's pointless. And it's unfortunate that happens so much. Again, not just sports. It just happens in life in general. That's just how a lot of people are. So it's very, very unfortunate. But another thing too, and we've talked about this briefly on here before, but I just got to reiterate it again. Don't let people take your kindness for weakness. Because I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people do that with me, but enough have done that with me. They think, oh, just because you're so nice and stuff, and you're always positive, and they think that means that you're weak. They may think that means that you're a pushover, and those are two things that I am not. So I'm not about to get into it with nobody, especially on the internet. To me, that's stupid. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm also not going to tolerate being disrespected by somebody on the internet or in person, but on the internet for sure. I'm not gonna do that. So it is what it is, man. But it's still all love, like I always say at the end of the day. It's all love, and that's that, man. So y'all keep your heads up. The next time you're gonna get a podcast, I really couldn't tell you. I have absolutely no clue whatsoever when it's gonna be. I don't know. Whenever I get a chance, whenever I get some like extra free time, who knows when that will be? Because again, things have already picked up like crazy, and we still in preseason. So I do my best to try to get the podcast to you as much as I can, but just don't wait on it. It'll just be one of those things that when you see it, when you get that notification, whether it be Spotify, whether it be YouTube, whatever it might be, when you see it, then be like, oh, okay, that's a shocker. I love y'all, team. Keep it clean. And we are out. Until next time, I'll see you then.